São Paulo's northern suburb of Brasilândia is one of the city's poorest regions. The federal government's pandemic emergency aid, dubbed the Corona Voucher, proved essential for many people here last year. But now it's over, and the community is feeling the heat.
Foi mais uma tragédia, o fim do auxílio.
The end of the emergency aid is another tragedy. Many people who lost their jobs or wages because of the pandemic were relying on this aid to eat and survive.
Maria da Conceição is one example. As social distancing measures began, she couldn't find more work. With the emergency aid, she still managed to pay rent, but the monthly aid ended in December and she had to come live with her 3 children in this wooden shack in a squatted area.
Assim, porque eu acho que ele teria que ver mais, né? Porque é muito desemprego.
We need more help because there is too much unemployment. Many people are hungry, and many can't pay rent and then have to live here. And actually, things are even worse now than at the beginning of the pandemic, as there were more donations coming then.
According to a survey by Getúlio Vargas Foundation using official government numbers, Brazil's emergency grant payments cut the number of people living in extreme poverty by more than half compared to 2019. Now those gains are gone and then some. With almost 13% of the population, 27 million people living in extreme poverty on $1.50 a day or less.
The latest official figures on the number of people living on the streets here in São Paulo are from 2019. At that time, local authorities estimated the homeless population in 25,000 people. Since then, figures have not been updated, but there are signs that the homeless population has grown during the pandemic and that the situation got even worse after the government stopped the payments of the emergency grant.
Father Júlio Lancelotti is a long-time advocate for the homeless in São Paulo.
Among the homeless, many didn't even have access to the emergency grant. And now that the payments are over, many more people are ending up on the streets.
This man says he managed to pay for a room for some months with the grant money, but now he's had to resort to sleeping in a public shelter.
I sell candy from door to door or at traffic lights to make a living, but without the emergency payments, I didn't have a way to pay my rent or buy merchandise to sell, so I had to come back to the streets.
There's discussion in the government about the possibility of reviving the payments, though possibly at lower amounts. It's not a definite solution, which depends on a return to economic growth, but could help the poorest survive the crisis while it lasts.